What's up guys, Noah Requezi here, and I'm redesigning every NFL team's uniform. We've just completed the NFC East, so be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. In that video, I gave you guys a week to choose the next division that I would redesign, and you guys chose the NFC South. Be sure to comment again on who you want to see in the next video, and the division with the top comment with the most likes will be chosen. Let me know what you guys think of these designs and which one is your favorite, and what would you like to see me do for your favorite team's uniform in the future? Let me know in the comments. I chose to embrace the Carolina blue for the Panthers uniforms and use a blue shirt and helmet for the home uniforms. The Panthers usually wear black with a silver helmet, but I personally think the blue is more interesting, lively, beautiful, and just more befitting of the Carolinas. The main design element in these uniforms is a serrated, I'm calling it, stripe, which is included on the helmet, sleeves, and underarms, and the pants. This sharp design resembles elements from the Panthers logo and represents a Panther's sharp claws and aggressiveness. The font I used for these uniforms is rounded with a sharp notch to resemble the Panthers text logo. One of my favorite things about this uniform is the helmet, and the helmet finish is reflective in order to bring out some more of those light blues that would stand out and shine in the Carolina sunshine. The away uniform setup also embraces the Carolina blue, serving as the main color along with a very light silver. Black is used as a tertiary color here, and it kind of gives this uniform a Tar Heel feel, which isn't a bad thing in my opinion. You might be confused about me saying this uniform is silver, but it really is a light silver that I chose to be a unique feature of these uniforms. Of course, they have an actual white uniform that I created that would technically be an alternate and features a matte black helmet and blue and black stripe elements. You can see in this uniform that the striping elements don't fade into the uniform color, but instead are two-toned with black and blue. Let's continue on with the alternates, starting with the last of the away alternates, the all silver. This uniform is the same as the silver away, but this time it incorporates their traditional silver Panthers helmet. This is the only uniform to feature this helmet, but it obviously could be used in several uniform combinations. I just didn't have the time to mock them up really. The next alternate is of course the all black, featuring that matte black helmet from the away alternate. This time the helmet stripe is reversed in order to stay consistent with the striping on the sleeves and pants, which changes depending on the direction of the sleeve striping. I also mocked up this all black uniform with the blue helmet, which would be my main alternate to be worn most often behind the home uniform, because I just think the blue helmet gives the uniform that extra bit of flair that I really enjoy. The final alternate is an all blue uniform, but it's a slightly lighter blue than the Panthers normally have. This uniform would match the reflective elements in the blue helmet, so the parts that catch the light and are a little lighter blue, that's the color I chose to use. But it could also be worn with the black helmet. I think it would look equally as good. The striping elements in this uniform have some added texture with angular lines cutting through them. These would be the keep pounding uniforms. In the top comment of the last video that suggested and eventually won the vote for the NFC South, 68 Dane Train said, "I would like to see the Falcons in their 1980s look, but with a mix of Ohio State 2012 Pro Combat unis." So the home uniform introduces a red helmet along with a red uniform. And I chose to go with white pants and numbers instead of the silver that they had in the 80s because I think it just looks a little bit better for modern times, at least for the Falcons. The striping design has some similarities to the 80s striping in terms of color and placement, but the actual design is more glamorous and features a lot of Quezi flair. The helmet and pants feature the same stripe design with red on the outside, which blends into the helmet, white in the middle, and black in between them. The black striping element is jagged with an angular texture which resembles the design of the Falcons Stadium, Mercedes-Benz Arena. This jagged texture is the same design that is featured on the sleeves, and I created it by modifying elements of the Falcons logo. This way the design elements of the uniform all feature similar shapes and angles. The away uniform swaps the shirt from red to white, but the sleeve design remains red, which I was inspired to do by the Falcons 2000s uniforms. Not many teams in the NFL do this anymore, and I think it would give the Falcons a more unique road look, with including more red. Of course, I also created a version of this uniform with a black helmet as well. The alternates I made for the Falcons are some of my favorites in this video, and we're going to start with the main alternate black. This features the black helmet and chrome face mask that the Falcons currently wear. The shirt has a black base with dark gray and red sleeve designs on top of gray pants. This color palette and balance makes this uniform feel powerful and energetic. It also looks fantastic with the red helmet, and I could have probably included white pants in there too. I didn't include black pants because I have another black jersey in the blackout uniform set. This design blacks out all of the elements, including logos and numbers, and only features red text and outlines. While the previous black uniform is more traditional in its color balance, this uniform has a college football style to it with how unique and impractical it is. This is something that I would have made made for my college football redesign series. Finally, we have 2 gray uniforms, which I think would be road uniforms for the Falcons because they're pretty close to white. We have an all gray look, and then we have the gray on black look with the blackout helmet and pants. Normally, I don't like to design gray uniforms, but we have a few in this project so far, and I think gray is just a great secondary away uniform color. Before we move on to the second half of the division, I just want to let you guys know that these designs were made in Photoshop using mockups from my store, templatefc.com. So check it out if you want to design your own uniforms. If you want to learn how to create your own uniforms, I have some tutorials on this channel related to soccer design mainly, but also the Template FC YouTube channel has some tutorials, so be sure to check that out. There are a lot of directions we could go with the Buccaneers. The home still features a pewter helmet and pants with the red top. I always thought Tampa could embrace their pirate theme just a little bit more, and so my first thought and goal was to find a font that would do this well. I settled on a font called Flight of the Ocean, which isn't anything too crazy like the alarm clock numbers, but interesting enough to give the uniform some character. After a lot of time of designing this uniform and trying to feel out how I wanted to go about making it, I felt like a rope element was the best looking design to include, which you can see on the sleeve trim and pant stripe. It's simple enough to keep the uniform clean, similar to what they currently have now, but adds interest while playing into that pirate theme. While the uniform is fairly simple for my standards, the helmet is far from it. One thing that other leagues and college is sort of doing is painting their helmet, which I think really shows off what helmets could be and really enhances them. So I decided to do this with the Bucs helmet and design the whole thing as if it were painted. If you have ideas for other teams I can do this with, let me know in the comments and let me know what I should do. So my helmet design features a pewter base color, of course, with a wood plank texture, obviously inspired by Buccaneer ships. I continued with a nautical theme with a map inspired design featuring a compass with latitude lines, I think, on top of an outline of the continents. I also included that rope design from the uniform as a center stripe leading to an anchor on the back of the helmet. And the whole thing has some speckled texture to it. None of these elements stand out too much because I want them to be more of a detail you see from up close, while on TV they would look like a normal pewter helmet. After all that, we can move on to the away uniforms, the white on pewter and the white on white. Of course, the hot Tampa weather means that these might be the home uniforms early on in the season. The first alternate uniform includes a black helmet with the Jolly Roger logo, embracing the pirate theme a little bit more. If you guys can't tell, I love the pirate theme. The uniform includes red and pewter details, with the only design change being the chest text going from Buccaneers to Tampa Bay. I also included a reverse version of this uniform with the all white, and these two could be mixed and matched with the pants and tops. The next uniform also features the Jolly Roger helmet and is a new design featuring sharp sleeve, collar, and pant elements. These elements are supposed to resemble pirate sails and swords. The shirt design features the map elements that were included on the pewter helmets. The final uniform is my take on the creamsicle uniforms, which are so unique and need to be included in the Buccaneers rotation. The Saints have some of the best uniform potential in the NFL since they have, in my opinion, one of the best color combos in the league. My home uniform for them features a black shirt on gold pants and the gold helmet, of course. I really like a more reflective finish with their gold helmet, somewhere between their current finish and like the Notre Dame helmet finish, which the Notre Dame is probably a little too much for the Saints, but I think somewhere in between would be fantastic. I spent some time looking for fonts and eventually found this nice serif font that I felt fit the city of New Orleans and their design aesthetic pretty well. The actual design elements of this uniform are featured on the sleeve and pant stripe, and it's an ornate pattern made with the fleur de lis, which is the Saints logo. This pattern fades to black on the sleeves and extends just beyond the black stripe on the pants. The socks feature 4 stripes which add color to the socks and match the thickness of the pattern used on the sleeves. The away uniform incorporates a white top with gold numbers and logos along with black accents. The pattern takes up the whole sleeve this time and doesn't fade like it does on the home jersey. The helmet features a white chin strap and includes the same striping that is included on the pants. I created a wholly alternate featuring the jersey that uses white pants and a white helmet. And this just reminded me of like the Pope or Vatican or something like that. So I felt like it was very holy. The helmet for this uniform is covered in the same pattern from the sleeve and pants. For the other alternates, we have an all black with gold helmet option, of course. I could have used a black helmet here, but I feel like the gold is just a lot better and should be used more often than not. In fact, I think it should only really be used with the gold shirt alternate, since a gold helmet might be a little too much in this case. My original Saints redesign featured one of my personal favorite designs that I ever did, which I used as an alternate uniform here. It features a traditional striping pattern that uses a diamond pattern cutout throughout. Finally, since New Orleans are limited in their color scheme, I decided to add a new color to the palette and create a NOLA uniform. It features an elegant purple to accompany the gold on top of white. The helmet features a simplified logo, and this design slightly resembles another Louisiana football team. And that is the NFC South, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more. Leave a comment on who you want to see for the next video, what division you'd like to see me design, and let me know which uniform was your favorite in this video. Be sure to check out templatefc.com if you want to create your own uniforms, and be sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram, link down below. I also have a Patreon if you want to help support me and download some of my design files, mostly soccer kit related, but you get some Template FC stuff there too. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.